On this episode of Flipping Wednesday, I'll be building an all-white themed gaming PC centered around this beautiful RTX 2080 Founders Edition graphics card, and it's only gonna cost around 700 Canadian dollars. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Today's video is sponsored by me, so if you're enjoying this video, please go check out my website and check out the computers I have for sale. Now let's get back to the video. First up, we have the CPU, and it's the most important part of the PC in my opinion, and it is this i7-10700 CPU that I got from a trade-in valued at 130 Canadian dollars. It packs 8 cores and 16 threads with a base of 2.9 GHz and a boost up to 4.8 GHz. And honestly, it's a pretty slept-on CPU in 2025 for not just gaming, but also content creation. And yes, I know there's barely any upgrade paths, but for 130 bucks, the price performance is honestly not that bad. To pair up with the CPU, I also got this from a trade-in, which is a Asus Prime B560M-A motherboard, which I'm valuing it at 80 Canadian dollars. It's a nice looking motherboard with PCIe Gen 4 support, ARGB header, and 4 RAM slots. However, since I am using it with a 10th gen CPU, only PCIe 3.0 speeds will be available, which is not a huge deal for this flip, but I did run into a small issue, which I'll talk about later. Now, since the TDP of the CPU is just 65 watts, I think it's okay to go with this Snowman cooler, which I got off AliExpress a while ago for just 20 Canadian dollars. It's called the Snowman MT4-V3, and it is a fully white ARGB 4 heat pipe single tower cooler designed for up to 190 watts TDP, which on paper should be more than enough to keep the 65 watt of TDP Core i7-10700 chilled without breaking a sweat. For the memory, I went on Facebook Marketplace and picked up this kit of 32GB Delta RGB RAM for just 50 Canadian dollars. It's a 32GB kit of white Team Group DDR4 RAM clocked at 3200 mega transfers per second CL16. It's plenty for gaming, streaming, and editing on a budget. And since I'm using it on a B560M motherboard, it's able to go to the full speed of 3200 mega transfer per second, no problems. Next up for the storage, I picked up this Gen 3 1TB NVMe drive from AliExpress for 65 Canadian dollars. It is the 1TB Qtion X15 NVMe, and yeah, it's a Gen 3 drive, but it is rocking that fast 3500 megabytes per second read and 3300 megabytes per second write speed. And sure, it's not a very well-known brand, but for 65 bucks, it's good for a flip, okay? However, I do recommend you to definitely go grab whatever drive makes you comfortable if you want to build something similar. I did also have to drop it into the board's lower M.2 slot because I found out the top slot for 500 series boards don't work with 10th gen. And to power today's system, because everyone likes a name brand, I decided to go with this Corsair 750 watt power supply, which I got off my friend for 45 Canadian dollars. It's a power supply and it works and probably won't blow up, and is more than enough to power the system in today's video. On top of that, I did add a kit of white cable extensions that I got off Amazon for $26.87. In order to complete the full white build aesthetic, I decided to use my last Sama MATX case that I got from my Alibaba bulk order a while ago, which cost me 50 Canadian dollars. It is a clean MATX case that comes with tempered glass side panel and a mesh front. It offers subpar cable management space and enough room to fit a GPU up to 305mm long with fans installed up front. It also supports up to a 240mm radiator up top, which is great for mid-range CPUs. But there are 2 major downsides with going with this case, one of them being that there's no bottom ventilation holes, so if the PCIe slot is too low, the GPU is definitely going to overheat, and the other downside being that there is no USB-C port at the front. And because it doesn't come with any fans pre-installed, I added 5 Thermalright ARGB fans I had laying around, which cost me $0. These fans were just taken off of AIOs from different flips, and I never actually subtracted any amount from those flips, so these are just free to me. Now for the sexiest part of today's flip, it is this RTX 2080 Founders Edition graphics card, which I was able to obtain from a trade-in, and I'm gonna value it at just 230 Canadian dollars. It is still a very capable GPU in 2025 for 1080p gaming, and its raw performance is just slightly worse than the new RTX 5060 GPU with the same amount of VRAM, might I add, and retails for double of how much I bought the 2080 for. On top of that, the Founders Edition 20 series GPUs were pretty rare to come across, so there is some collector novelty baked in it too. All in all, this build cost right below $700 and I listed it on June 22nd for $850, then sold it 8 days later, which means I got a total profit of $153.13. And with last episode's profit, we are now at $386.95. I think my end goal now is just to make enough profit so I could afford either a new phone or a better quality camera, because I really want to improve on the quality of my recordings for the future. And with that, smash that like and subscribe button as well as leaving a comment down below, and I'll end today's video with the 1080p benchmarks.